guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trip sweep. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? NCAP24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to look at a really nice money play to beat man press coverage that we're starting to see a lot more on the MUT community because of the new types of cornerbacks out there that have enough speed and kind of keep up with you. So let's take a look at this play called drag curl. It comes out of the gun empty bunch wide, which is out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playbook, a few others, but this is the one that I'm in right now. Now, what I like about this is we're going to set our bunch originally to the short side of the field, okay? Now, the alignment there is really nice to be able to do a rub route with this B and RB receivers to where they crisscross, and there's a good majority of the time that the tight end is going to pick the outside player and get this B wide open. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to press. I'm going to shade underneath and outside. That's what the meta is kind of right now. And what I want to do is I want to motion over the middle receiver, because what ends up happening is the tight end goes to the line of scrimmage. And when he does that, basically has a better angle. Now, this route is something that you want to keep on, the tight end's route, because if you try to put a flat route, it just goes a little bit higher. You want to keep them shallow. And I'm just going to go ahead and watch this here. And you're going to see that that guy's going to pick his man. You're going to see how the B is going to get wide open in the middle of the field, and you're going to have a good opportunity to get easy yards, especially in a 5-wide situation where the user often has to cover somebody. They're not expecting that player to get open. Now, I'm going to tell you that this isn't going to work 100% of the time, but it works definitely the majority of the time to where I can count on it as a route that I watch. And what you're going to see here is Gronk's going to go over here. He's going to essentially pick that player as the guy, you know, the angles are just that when he's playing pressed, he tries to go through that player. Gronk takes him off of his mark, and he'll get caught up in a press animation, basically. See how he's caught up in the press animation with Gronk, leaving our player up here. We could absolutely throw it right up the gut right here if we wanted to. We've got the ball. I can throw it right here. I'm just waiting for him to clear the field. So depending on where the user is, if they're playing with one of these safeties or they're playing with a middle linebacker, sometimes I'll fire it right now. If not, I'll just wait for him to go across the field, throw it in the middle of the field, and you get a good catch, okay? So that's the first thing that I like on this play when it comes to man press. Now, the second thing is, depending on how people are playing, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the outside guys in curl flats. A lot of times people are going to do that and play the underneath. So let's do the underneath and the outside. Then they're going to put those guys in curl flats so that way that they help with any outbreaking routes. And what you'll see here is the majority of the time when they do this, Ronald Jones is going to do a really great job of beating his player off the press. But because we're doing it from a slot position per se, not an outside receiver, you tend to have better wins and have more space to throw this ball, and you're going to have a good shot at it. So I'm going to do this again. I feel like when I put this A on a flat pattern, it does help with his animations to go to the outside. And you'll see here, we're going to look at this X. A lot of times what we're going to do is just throw this ball over the top to that player and get yourself a nice big yardage play, right? So that's another option. Now, the next option is actually getting open the player that you move over, Brown, okay? Now, this is going to be a little bit, taking advantage of alignment, and I'll show you that here in a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy over. We're going to put A on a streak, okay? Now, what you're going to see often is, now I'm going to put the X on a flat, is that the player that's above A is going to actually go ahead and press the Y player because of the angle. Now, I could put the Y like on a slant and it'll work very similarly. And then you've got the option of, does the B get open? Does the A get open? Depending on how it works. And you still got man beating routes on the field. So watch what happens here. This guy's going to get caught up on that player. You're going to be able to throw this over the top, and you're going to get yourself a one-play score in that regard as well. So a lot of options on this play to get pressing players because of the alignment and because we have different routes to get them off of them, to really open up, you know, your man-beating plays. And I wanted to kind of give you this type of information because it's not just this formation. There's other formations you can do to really just look at it and say, if somebody wants to get aggressive, somebody wants to man press you, somebody wants to play underneath, outside, whatever the case may be, you have the ability to attack them in ways that you may not think to get them, because Their job is to press somebody and, basically get them to reroute. Well, if we can get to that player before he gets to our player by doing unbumpable routes or just with some alignment to do it, you're going to have some great opportunities to free your players up, get them out of this, one step ahead man press meta to let basically the other players do the work for you. So I want to make sure that I gave you a little bit of just something to think outside the box, rub concepts, different things to really just get you to take advantage of that type stuff if your player is doing that. Now, I don't know if this is as much as a regs thing. I'm not sure how many people play man press in regs, but we're definitely seeing it way too often in MUT, and wanted to give those people that have that opportunity to play people. And I'm sure in CFM you got the same people that stack up those players and get those one step aheads. This is going to help you in that manner.